A woman in Brazil, no coding background, never wrote a line of code in her life. In 45 days, she built an app that protects women against violent men. And here's what should stop you cold. That app, built by somebody who couldn't tell you what code even looked like, is making about $456,000 a year. 10,000 users, 200 lives kept out of danger. She used one tool, and that exact same tool is probably sitting in your pocket right now. By the end of this episode, you are going to know exactly how she did it, step by step, and exactly why the door she was able to walk through is standing wide open for you. So I am telling you right now, do not pause that button, because if you walk away from this one, you might be walking away from the biggest opportunity of your whole life. Welcome back to Bless One Podcast, man, where we monetize your story and build income nobody can take from you. I am Stefan, and from Cameroon to the NFL to corporate to here, and I have never seen an open door like the one I am about to handle you today.
Then finally heard one in Cameroon, came across the sea, found his feet on the field, became what he believed. 6'5" and a dream, they said impossible. He put on the jersey and made it unstoppable. Ha! From the classroom to the field to the boardroom floor, he carries every setback like a key to open doors. While he takes his seat.
Now, here's the thing nobody is telling you. The wall that locked regular people out of building tools for years, maybe over 50 years, it just fell down, and you walk in the exact second it happened. But, and this matters, man, if you don't understand one simple thing in the next 2 minutes, you will walk right past the open door and never even see it. So stay with me for a second, man, because the second you get this, the fear is going to be gone for good. What is the one thing? Understanding what coding even is. Let me kill the scary word right now for you, because a lot of people are using coding, and some people are getting confused. So let me kill that for you. Watch how fast your fear is going to die. Are you ready? Is you ready? You remember, make me, hold on, wait up. You thought I was finished? But anyway, let's forget about that. But let's go ahead and get into it. So, right, code is just a list of exact instructions you tell a computer what to do, right? That is pretty much how code is. Code, just a list of instructions that you tell the computer, and it will know what to do from there, right? Because you gave it what? Instruction. That's it. And it is like a receipt, right? That's it. So you just follow the step. The only difference is it is extremely picky. It does exactly what you say. There's no guessing. There's no forget to sleep. There's no forget a step. It stops. So coding was never magic for genius kid in the dark room, picturing with the glasses and no, that is not what coding actually was. So it was just writing that picky receipt in a language like HTML or Python. You probably seen thousands of ads right now on your Facebook and things talking about come learn Python and things like that. Yeah, that's it. So that is what it was. And for 50 years, you had to learn that picky language yourself. That was the wall. That was what was blocking everyone, because I remember learning coding. As soon as I saw those line of code, I wasn't interested in that, because to me it was like, oh, this sounds kind of like complicated and things like that. So that was the part that blocked a lot of us regular people out for years. And guess what? Now you don't even have to learn it. Yep, you don't even have to learn it, which leads to the part that genuinely changing your life, right? Watch this, because a lot of people keep thinking that they have to go and learn coding all over again. No, that's not the case. So let me show you what flipped, because this is the whole reason why we are here right now. This is the whole reason you can actually win right now. The old way was you have an app idea. You either spend like 2 3 years learning to code, or pay a developer 10,000, maybe 50,000, depending on the app. For most people, the idea died right there, right? Because for most people, the idea just died right there. Why? Because they didn't have the capital to do it, and coding was kind of complicated for them to learn, right? So for that reason, you were locked out by time or by money. Time because you had to learn coding, and money because you didn't have that capital to go ahead and pay a developer to start the app for you. So now here's the new way. This is for the kids like us, man. Welcome, by the way. This is for the kids like us. So you open Cloud AI, right? Which I'm sure some of you guys have it in your phone, right? You take your phone, you open Cloud AI. It's about $20 a month. So don't be cheap, man. $20 a month can save your life right now, especially if you're a guy with a lot of idea, right? You open your cloud, you describe what you want in a plain English, not in a coding language, in a plain English. It writes all the picky code in a second and shows you the working app right away. You don't have to, like, you don't leave your chair. It can take maybe 5 minutes, depending on how complicated your app is, maybe at most an hour. There are people that take time, right? Especially like the lady in Brazil that took time to go ahead and develop. It took her 45 days, but think about it. So for people, it took them years to develop an app. Do you know a business where in 45 days you can be making like thousands of dollars, like the way she is right now? Coding is no longer complicated like you see, right? So the working app is right in front of you right now. You can test it, you can tweak it. The cost is about $20, which is what I already mentioned to you earlier. And maybe a little bit of time in an afternoon while you are zipping your cognac, if you are sheshe, or if you are zipping, I don't know, if you're a woman, maybe your wine or something like that. So why am I telling you? The thing that used to take years and thousands of dollars now takes an afternoon and maybe $20. And that is the time where we are right now. So that right there, that is the exact shift how can I put this? That is the exact shift that means brand new millionaire. People locked out yesterday are building today. And I don't want to I don't want you to take me like word for word. So let me actually show you one. Remember that woman in Brazil that I talked at the beginning of here, right? So remember that woman in Brazil from the start of this episode. I told you that she was able to build an app that is protecting women from violent men, right? So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about it for a second. So you have to lock in this one term because now it finally makes sense, right? Vibe coding. Vibe coding. What is vibe coding? Vibe coding is building software by describing what you want in the plain language and telling AI, write the code for you. You don't tell it how to write the code because it knows how to write the code, right? But you just tell the AI to write the code for you. You become the architect. You are just the brain behind the thing, telling you, I want my app like this, like this. So you hold the vision pretty much. And the AI becomes your construction crew, right? You probably seen a building being constructed somewhere. There is an architect. If you realize the architect doesn't actually go on the field and do things, right? But he has his construction too. In this case, that will be your AI. It lays every brick instantly. You have always had the vision. Now you got that crew, which is your AI. Her name is the lady in Brazil, by the way, when I say her name. So her name is Sabrine Matos or Matos. A marketer, no engineering degree, no chemical bone in her body, right? So she's not a chemical person. So then tragically, she kind of hit, it kind of hit near home, right? A woman murdered by like a partner who had violent record she never knew about. Sabrine's mother told her, you have to do something about it. So she had an idea. What if any woman could check someone's public criminal record instantly before she ever trusts them? That is powerful. That is actually good. What if you could check a person's criminal record before you actually start trusting them? In the old world, that idea dies right away because she can't code. She has no engineering background. Like, she didn't have that kind of money, so hundreds of thousands of dollars. But here's the part that's going to mess with your head. She didn't hire anybody. I repeat, she didn't hire anybody. She just described what she wanted. The AI built it. The website, the app, the whole engine. 45 days later, a real working product was in place. 3 months later, 10,000 users and $456,000 that she created. This was it all started with an app idea that she built in 45 days. And she had over 200 women that were kept safe. She literally said, if this tool didn't exist, her app would have never seen the light of the day. Why? Because she didn't have all the resources, the time, all the capital to go ahead and build such a thing. So now hear me, because this is the whole point, right? She is not smarter than you. I'm not going to say me, but she's not smarter than you. She's not luckier than you. She had a problem. Her mom brought her the problem. And it hit close to home with a friend being murdered. She cared about a tool. The same tool I am putting in your hand right now, that is the only difference. That's it. She used a tool that you have an open door to use right now, because it's only $20 a month. And you can build an app that will. How many of you guys would like those art where you actually spend $20 and make $456,000 in return? They're like, I don't even know if you call it quadruple X. If you, even 10X is not enough, because she made a lot of money all from that idea. And get this, she's not even the craziest story. There's a guy who built a multiplayer flight simulator. The kind that used to need a whole studio. This dude did it in 3 hours, mostly just by prompting AI. And if you don't understand what prompting is, on my previous episode, I talked about prompt engineering. So please go ahead and check out that episode, right? Prompt engineering, because I was trying to demystify the word prompt engineering. It's just a series of instructions that you give to an AI in order for you to obtain the output that you want, right? And there you will read about the RCTA. But anyway, you can go about it and look at it. But this dude wrote a series of prompt engineering and was able to create, I believe, a multiplayer flight simulator. That multiplayer flight simulator, it actually went viral, and it makes around $12,000 a year, if my numbers are correct, $12,000 a month. The main platform people build on went from 0 to 200 million a year in about 12 months. The dictionary literally named vibe coding a word of the year, right? You probably hear that dictionary. Vibe coding. You kept wondering, what is vibe coding? What is vibe coding? Well, now you know. Now you know. Because it used to be complicated, and I am trying to make it simple. Even with my broken English, I'm trying to make it simple as possible. Translation: billions of dollars of software is being built right now by people who can code. And the wave is here. You got to get on this bandwagon before it goes away. So the only question is, how do you actually do it? Well, I'm going to tell you, don't worry, because I'm not going to leave you guessing, right? So that's why we are here. The whole engine is 4 simple steps. And please, I need you to lock in right now, because on step number 1, you open your cloud, not your cloud, but your cloud AI, your chat GPT. Step number 1. You describe in plain English, like your regular English that you have been using. Build me a tool that does X, Y, Z. In this case, build me a tool that I don't know, maybe that prevent women from being killed or being attacked by violent men like that lady did, right? That is your wish. That is your main vision. That is the main goal that you are trying to accomplish with this tool. Now, the step number two, not two, but step number two, the AI will translate. It read more code than any human could in 1,000 lifetime. You're playing English that you wish uh, or you wish that you wanted to put in a computer, guess what? Your AI tool is going to translate that and it will become a picky computer code instantly, correctly. The part that costs you years is going to be gone in a second because that AI tool is going to work on it just like that. By the time you maybe grab a coffee and come back, it will have already figured out exactly what you are trying to do. And it will start building it for you. Of course, I recommend asking it to ask you more questions so you can make your idea clear. But you can also go ahead and check my previous video, like I said, on prompt engineer. Like the steps 3, it will run, right? A real working app appears in a window next to your chat, and it's called what we call an artifact. Right? It's just an artifact, a real, like a preview of what your app will kind of look like. You click it, you use it immediately, and guess what? Step number 4, you refine. Refining means you are making a little tweak here and there. So you make it blue. You add a button here and there. Oh, this is broken, fix this like this, because you are trying to test the whole app to make sure that everything works perfectly. And it will rewrite and show you the new version. You will repeat until your app is perfect. And guess what? You will have just created your first app. Now, here's the secret that makes it so easy. You only ever touch step 1 and step 4. Again, you will only touch step 1 and step 4. The plain English part, which is what you say at the beginning, the AI quietly handles the picky mirror. That is why you don't need to learn to code or any of that fancy thing. No, it's gone. You just touch step 1. Step 4 is when you are making all the tweak to your app. And that's it. Let that sink in for a second. I need you to really, really, really let that sink in for a second, because the AI is quietly handling the middle part, right? Meaning it's coding. It's doing that work for you. And the rhythm you will use forever, memorize it, the vibe coding loop. I need you to check this one, the vibe coding loop. Describe, generate, test, refine, round and round, round and round. Each loop a little better until you love it. That is the 4th part. That is called the vibe coding loop, where you are describing, you generate, you test, you refine, round and round, and each loop is start getting a little better until, of course, you will love it. That's not the beginner version. That is how the pro built it too. So you are not going to be the only person doing this, because even pro people that have been coding for years, that is the exact same thing they would do when they are trying to leverage these AI tools to make their life easier by creating website application. You are learning the real thing, man. You are not it's no longer like it used to. You are not, this is not a guesswork. You are learning the real thing. So before you run and build, know that there are 4 rules, and rule 4 will literally save your business. So do not skip it, right? Before you go ahead and start running. So rule number 1, you need to be specific. I talk about it in my prompt engineering video. You need to be specific, because vague which create a vague app. You need to tell it exactly what you are trying to accomplish. You need to tell it the color. You need to tell it the word. You like that every button does. Like, you need to really, really tell it everything. Step number 2, one change at a time. Do not try to make a group of change. It's one change at a time. Because if you tell it one change at a time, the AI actually work faster, because it's focused right write only on that specific task. Remember, it's like someone who's trying to multitask and things like that. You don't want to give it to your AI when you are creating an app or a website or anything like that. Make one change at a time. It won't kill you. In one day, you can create maybe 2 applications. So make one change at a time, right? One, you know, you see it, and then you make the tweak, right? One at a time until it's done. Step number 3 is you better describe the problem plainly. So you don't need to know why it broke. Just say what you see, the button does not work, or the button does nothing. I click on it and it didn't work. And guess what? I need you to fix it. You tell that to the AI. The AI will go ahead and be like, oh, sorry. And then it will fix it for you. So you don't have to worry about it. And then, of course, step number 4, you need to save your good version. You need to save, like, that final version. You need to save it. The second something works and you love it, copy it or download it before you ask for more. So that, so a bad change can never wipe out what you already created. We call it your win, right? So it can never wipe out your win, what is already working perfectly fine. That one rule will save you more heartbreak than any other one. So don't skip it, right? Do not skip it. You have to save it. So now, here's the truth, or should I say the honest truth. Here's the truth a salesman will never tell you. But I will, because I am your coach, right? So if I'm your coach, I need to tell you the exact truth. This is incredible. This is like incredible small tools, tracker, calculator, website, quizzes, like simple app. These are all incredible, and the stuff that solve a real problem and that you can launch and sell today. You can literally launch those today. You can do your small calculator, you can do your small tracker, you can do your small website, your small quizzes today and sell them today. That is like 90% of what a crew entrepreneur actually needs, right? That is what most entrepreneurs actually do. It's not yet for like building the next giant bank app or like millions of users. No, that you don't need to start with it right now. But because you are at the beginner level, you can build those small things that you yourself use on a daily basis and that other people will use on the daily basis. That still need pro teams, right? That they still need, like, even to build a calculator, it still need pro team. But now with vibe coding or with giving instruction to the AI tool, you can do it yourself rather than paying someone to do it, right? But you don't need to like again start like those big application or like the Facebook of the world. No, that one maybe require a little bit more, but you can start small first, right? And then you finish the things that will help people on their daily basis, right? And the most important thing on that, make money. So you can go ahead and start making money. You can start where the power is real, right? And that is how every empire begins. You start small and then you grow, and then you make money, and then of course you can hire maybe a team of developers later on. So your assignment, because reading doesn't change life, right? Reading or just listening to me, it doesn't really change life until you start doing. Action breeds motivation. That is Jim Rohn, by the way. So open cloud tonight. Open cloud AI if you don't have one, or chat GPT, whatever LLM model you are using, right? Large language model. It can be Perplexity. So open one of them tonight, right? Build one tiny thing, not a big thing, just one tiny thing. Run the loop like 3 times, right? The color, maybe the word, or maybe something. Maybe it's like the UX, the way your app look in front of the screen. Then say it will. Then you should say something like it is yours, right? You can describe it, you can generate it, you can test it, you can refine it, right? And let me leave you with this, because when you come to my podcast, I'm always having something to leave you with, right? So for all of human in history, the people who could build, control everything, if you couldn't build, you begged the builder. You waited, you paid, or you had to learn everything yourself. this is no longer that time. That time just ended. In your lifetime, the power to build God handle to the immigrant, the layoff, the dreamer who with a phone and the $20, you can be built now because it was handled to you in a silver platform. A woman in Brazil proved it. In 45 days, she was able to build that app. And you are at the very front of the line right now in the biggest shift of history with AI. And most people don't even know it is happening. Guess what? Soon they used to, when I was growing up, they used to say that the most, an illiterate is someone who doesn't know how to read and write. And then it shifts from someone who doesn't know how to read and write to someone who doesn't know how to use a computer. And guess what? Is shifting again, and you are in the middle of it. Someone who doesn't know how to use AI is going to be called the illiterate. So you need to get on this bandwagon before it leaves you, because some people are losing their job out there. The faster you get on this, the better it will be for you, because you will be ahead of 99% of people. You are not on the outside anymore. You are a builder right now. On the next episode, we take this loop and build your very first app, right? We will build our very first app live on the next episode with your name on it. Something that works, something that you can show to the world and say, I did this. I was able to use AI to do this. So, if this lead was fire, if this episode was good for you, send it to a person who actually need it, man, because this is a community. I am trying to build my community, and I'm creating my Facebook community right now for those of you guys that would like to join, and that is where exactly, yes, of course, it's only $29 membership, but in that community, I'm giving you all my recording for free and all my not courses, but more like the video that I create specifically for people that want to learn how to build like the simple app that we use every day. Maybe your planner, you want to build your planner that works best for you. You want to maybe build an agent that you work with your WhatsApp. I can go ahead and also teach you guys that. So go ahead and if you like this, more comment, and I will send you the link to my community, and you can go ahead and sign up. And if this episode was good for you, man, I really appreciate it. Like it so I can do more research and make sure that when I come here, I come with factual things, man, so that I'm not coming here empty-handed. So that being said, you now know what vibe coding is, right? So go out there and build your first app today, not tomorrow, today. God bless. Peace.